So if you've ever wondered what the difference between a webinar, a workshop, a training, or a masterclass is, then stay tuned because I'm going to explain it in this video. Hey guys, Dr. TT here, and I'm reviving a new series on my channel called 2-Minute Tuesdays. Now this video probably won't be 2 minutes because I have to do this introduction, but basically it's where I give you a very quick 2-minute-ish explanation about a question or a comment or something that I've been asked and I think is beneficial to my entire audience. So let's dive in. So when I work with clients who are just getting started with their business, they often ask, well, what should I call this? Should I call it a webinar, a training, a workshop, or a masterclass? Now I'm gonna explain to you how I kind of decipher those 4 things in my business, and then maybe that will inspire you or help you make the decision about how you will use those same 4 terms in yours. Let's first start with a webinar versus a workshop. Okay, so a webinar in my business is something that I offer typically for free. Webinars are free, workshops are paid, and here's why. Webinars are usually 45 to 75 minutes of content that I'm delivering. It's going to give somebody steps, it's going to give them things that they should avoid, like really just giving it to them, and then they're going to go off and do it on their own. So that's a free piece of content that I offer in many different arenas in my business. A workshop, however, is something that is paid because it is a workshop, meaning I am probably with you, usually live or sometimes on demand, but I am with you walking you through the work as we're going along. So workshops are typically 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes 6 hours, depending on what kind of workshop it is. Sometimes it's a series of workshops, like we don't do it all in one day. But the point is if I am guiding you in real time and I'm walking you through it and giving you space to do the work, then that's usually a paid option and it's called a workshop. Now on to trainings and masterclasses. So those 2 terms I feel like are used interchangeably with either workshops or webinars. I will call my webinars trainings because I don't really like the word webinar. I feel like sometimes it can sound a little bit salesy. And with trainings, I want people to know that they are going to get trained in something. You're going to learn something. You know, I'm an educator at heart, so the word training really does resonate with me and my audience. But you may be in an industry where they prefer the term webinar, so you have to consider that. So a training can be paid or it can be free depending on if your training is structured like a webinar or if your training is structured like a workshop. Now a masterclass is a little bit different because I feel like everyone has their own definition of a masterclass. You have like Oprah's masterclass where she's just sitting and talking to you, or she's interviewing somebody talking to you. And then you have masterclasses that are being taught by industry experts who are actually teaching. So masterclasses can be conversations or they can be, you know, trainings, and you can decide whether or not you want to use those as paid offers or free offers. When I do masterclasses, it really depends on the content and how I'm structuring it. And that's how I determine whether or not it's going to be paid or it's going to be free. But typically speaking, sometimes it'll just be a deep dive into like 1 or 2 different things. And so I will use that term masterclass if I'm teaching an in-depth version of something webinar style. So usually it's free for me, but there have been times in the past where I've charged for a master class. Now here's the thing, if you're gonna teach a master class, you have to approach it as a master of something. So make sure that when people are taking that master class, that you're giving them really good content, whether it's webinar form or free or whether it's paid. Just make sure that you're showing up as the expert and people are walking away learning from the content that you've given them. So there you have it in more than 2 minutes, but I do promise that the rest of my 2-Minute Tuesdays will stay in the 2-minute mark. So I hope that that helped you. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below or shoot me a message, find me on Instagram. Other than that, I will see you guys very soon. Hey, so have you checked out my free resources lately? If not, then go to www.drtracytimberlake.com/free resources because I have tons of goodies waiting just for you.